Hey, I was told that your mom is on the verge of death right now. Are you serious? Will she be okay?
Lynn, thank you for texting me about this. I think this is going to be it for my mom soon. Really, it's up to her strength now to gauge whether she'll make it a few more days or only a few more hours. And as for my family, we're all very shocked that her condition became this bad overnight.
So you weren't kidding. Well, that won't cause any issues for my wedding, will it?
Huh?
I've only met with your mom a handful of times while I've been your sister-in-law. So, to me, there really isn't anything about her passing that'll bother me. But my wedding is going to be this weekend, right? So, her being close to passing away won't cause the wedding any problems, right?
Lynn, what you're talking about right now isn't my biggest concern, okay? Right now, my mom is really in bad shape and things aren't looking good for her. So you saying that her passing won't bother you and talking about how it shouldn't affect your wedding is a bit...
Sorry. I'm a blunt person and I never lie or hide my true feelings. And I just think it'd be a huge shame if what's going on with your mom somehow affected my wedding in a bad way. Actually, her dying right now is a big bother for me.
It's not necessary for you to say things like that right now. And it's not like my mom is wanting to pass away on a day close to your wedding that might cause some issues, so could you stop talking about her like that?
Well, it doesn't matter to me. Just as long as my wedding is the main focus for my family, as it should be. So make sure her death doesn't get in the way of it. Tell her to hang on a little longer until after the wedding's over, and then she can die.
I want her to keep holding on for as long as possible, too. But telling me things like that are not going to change how her condition goes.
Why not?
Why not?
She's your mom, right? You should be able to handle her. So make sure that she stays alive and keeps her dying away from my wedding.
Do you really think I can find a way to keep her alive any longer than she's willing to fight for? There's just no way, Lynn.
I know that. It was just a joke.
Well, that didn't seem like a joke to me, and it's crazy to think that you'd be joking about things like that right now. I'm not having a great time talking to you anymore, Lynn.
Well, just remember to keep things to yourselves for right now so that it doesn't ruin my special day. It's a real pain to have to think about that, so do your best.
How am I supposed to do my best when my mom is dying? And asking for it to not cause any trouble or ruin your wedding? Can't you at least consider my feelings a bit more and say things like that in a nicer way?
Huh? In a nicer way? I'm sorry for your loss.
She hasn't died yet, though. You can stop trying to text me now, okay? I am not able to handle any more of your rude and thoughtless texts now. I'm just not in the mood to put up with you, as I have so many more important things to worry about.
What? What are you going on about now? You're calling me rude now? Calling me rude like that makes you the rude one, for real.
If I have anything else I need to say to you, I'll contact you. Thank you for this short and unfortunate conversation we had. And goodbye. I believe you've already heard the news from Garrett, but today's the day of my mom's funeral, so I won't be making it to your wedding. I'm sorry that I won't be there to see you, but I hope you have a wonderful wedding today.
Huh? You're kidding me, right?
Huh?
What do you think you're doing canceling on my wedding when it's only a couple hours away? This is unthinkable of you.
Huh? What do you mean? You were told all of this by your brother yesterday, weren't you? I even sent you a message the moment she passed to tell you about it.
Well, I never noticed anything from you guys. And why would I have cared then when it had nothing to do with my wedding?
Well, I'm sorry, but that's on you, Lynn. We were kind enough to send you a message warning you, and you never bothered to read them.
Do you think you can just use that poor excuse to get out of coming to my wedding now? There's no freaking way you'd cancel on coming to your younger sister-in-law's wedding like that, right? Are you trying to screw with me now?
I'm not trying to screw with you in any way, okay? I'm sorry that this all happened so close to your wedding. But we told you about this yesterday, so you should have already known to expect this. Just know that I'm not going to make it today, but have a great time on your special day.
Your mom? She's a serious piece of garbage.
What?
That must mean that my brother's not coming now either, right? This is absolutely crazy, but I remember coming to your wedding when you both had one and bringing all sorts of gifts for you two.
I remember you gave us $30 as a wedding gift, right?
This isn't about the amount of money that I gave you.
But you said that like you gave a lot.
Well, I'm not going to forgive you now. You guys canceling on coming to my wedding is a huge problem for me. Who gives a crap that another grandma has died off? Seriously. Canceling on the day of your family's wedding is screwed up. Big time.
You're going to talk to me like that when my mom only just died?
Who cares about your mom? I'm pissed off now because of you. If you feel that you really want to skip my special day, then pay me $10,000 for both your guys' seats.
What? $10,000?
That's what it cost to cancel last minute. If you don't want to pay me that, then get your butt over here.
I am my mom's only daughter, so I will not leave her without a funeral. I need time to say my final goodbyes to her and thank her for all she's done.
Then I'm going to need that $10,000, okay?
Do you think I actually need to pay you that much? Calm down a little bit, Lynn. I myself am getting to the edge of my limits.
Well, I'm just telling you how much it costs to cancel last minute. It's pretty obvious that you're supposed to care more about my wedding than some elderly woman's funeral, right? But if you really want to flake on me, then I want the $10,000 as a cancellation fee. Ha!
Can I pay it directly to your account?
If you do, then I'll forgive you.
All right, then.
Huh? Are you sure? Well, then I'm totally fine with you not coming to my wedding. $10,000 is a huge win. I never thought that I'd actually get you to pay me that much money.
But in return for that, I'm going to be canceling your whole wedding, okay?
Huh?
I may be giving you $10,000, but the cost of your wedding being canceled will be even higher than that. But you'll be able to pay for that, right?
What are you talking about? What does all that mean?
It looks to me like you've forgotten, but the person that planned out and reserved your wedding was me. And I can cancel all that wedding in one simple phone call right now. And the price of that whole wedding is $80,000. So you'll have to pay a large amount of that if the wedding's canceled, right?
Huh? $80,000? What are you going on about? I could never pay that kind of money.
Right? And that's why I assume you'd pay for it with whatever money you'd gotten from the family and your partner. But if you want me to pay you $10,000 right now, that'll come out of the money I planned to give you, and I'll be forced to cancel your wedding. You asked to pick a fight with me, and that right there is my defense.
Huh? Do you actually believe that you can do that?
Well, I was the one that planned and reserved the wedding for you. But if you're going to treat my mom and I the way you have been, then I have no other choice but to take that away, which I was kind enough to help get you. I don't even care if that ends up ruining things with you and your partner. I have a funeral to get to for my very important mom today.
Why do you keep on going on like that? You can't do any of that to me. You will never find a way to cancel my wedding without having my permission first. This is my big moment today. It's your fault for canceling last minute. So, why should my wedding be canceled because of your problems? What did I do to deserve any of that?
You never looked at any of the messages your brother and I sent you and then became pissed off with me when I told you I can't come today because of my mom's funeral. And then you proceeded to make fun of my mother and I, followed by you asking me to pay you a massive fee for not coming. I think I have the right to be extremely upset with you right now, Lynn. I'm the one that just lost the most important woman in my life.
I didn't think you'd get that upset with me, though. But you can't just cancel this wedding on me like that when it's my biggest day.
I can, though.
What?
The whole reason I was so kind in reserving the wedding and preparing it for you is because it's part of my job. And as the one that plans out weddings, I can also cancel them at any time.
Huh? Don't do that crap. Seriously, Sarah. You know that that's a bad decision right there. This is my wedding. Your sister-in-law's wedding.
But you pushed me to my limits, and actually over them. I told you that my mom had passed away yesterday, and that today's her funeral, but you haven't said one thing showing your sympathies for me. Instead, you've just been harassing me because of it. Which is wild, because you had met with my mom a few times now. But I guess that wasn't enough for you to feel any sort of remorse after her passing.
Sorry about that. But I didn't mean to be rude to you or anything. I didn't think things would have to come to this with you. Must be tough for you, Sarah. Sorry again for the loss of your mom.
I just remembered now that you already told me that when my mom hadn't even died yet and was still in critical condition.
I did?
And now that I've remembered that, I'm only getting more pissed. You have no right saying that to me a second time now. I am done with you. And all that you've said to me these past few days has all been told to your brother. And he was pissed back then, but now he's furious as well.
Huh? You told my brother? Why would you tell him all that useless stuff? This is something between you and I, so there's no need bringing it up with him.
He's saying that he never wants to be around you again.
Huh? Why the hell is he saying that? My brother would never say something like that about his little sister.
It's the truth. But hey, I've always kind of hated being around you, so this is all perfect. I think that after showing just how rotten to the core you are, we can't be bothered with being your family. And I'm sure that when everyone else hears about this, there will be no problem with me canceling your wedding. Even my husband is saying it's okay for me to do that, all right?
There's no way. Are you seriously telling me that my own brother said things like that? There is no literal way. You're lying. You're just trying to get me to panic now that you have to pay me $10,000. Stop all that childish crap. It's a pain in my butt.
Pain in your butt? Well, if that's what you think. If you think this is all a lie, then why not ask your brother now what he's thinking? Your brother was cared for by my mom very well, and he was like another son to her. He was so close to her that I'm sure his frustrations with you are justified. I mean, when I first showed him what you said a few days ago about my mom, he spit out his drink.
He was that surprised. What did I do to cause that?
You didn't bother to read the atmosphere, instead saying things that only revolved around you and your stupid wedding. And neither of us are willing to be around people as selfish as you anymore. We've gone and told your parents about this as well now.
What? Why are you telling everyone? Are you trying to make rumors spread about me? I just said one or two rude things is all to you. Canceling my wedding because you couldn't take what I said is outrageous. And this isn't just my wedding, but my husband's as well.
Well, if you are so upset over this, then maybe you should have been more careful when speaking with the person that put the whole wedding together for you. I did all of that work, not just as my job, but also because I thought of you as my little sister. You had been wanting to have your wedding for years now at the place I reserved for you. And I had to put in a lot of good words about you to get you a spot for today.
I'm sorry. I guess I was being a bit too rude. So please, Sarah, forgive me for that.
Well, it's too late now to ask me not to cancel it, because even if I don't, it looks like others will do it for me.
Huh? What do you mean this time?
Your parents are fuming right now. My mom only just passed away yesterday, but you made it very clear about how much you don't care about her or I, right? And not just that, but asked me to pay you if I chose to be at my mom's funeral instead of at your wedding. We are all very much done with you, Lynn, and I mean all of us.
But if you were to never have canceled on me, then everyone would be okay with me, right? So that means exactly what I think it means. This is all your fault!
No point in trying to blame me now for this. Everyone has seen how you've acted, and so regardless of me coming to your wedding or not, it was either going to be canceled or sometime down the road your husband would be divorcing you.
Huh?
Well, either way, I'm not going to be around to watch you go down. I'm no longer going to think of you as my family, and I don't have the emotional capacity to worry about a random stranger. And your brother is also cutting ties with you now, so you won't mind me saying bye now, right? Goodbye forever, you piece of garbage. I think you're going to have to pay off all the cancellation fees, okay? In the end, just as I had mentioned to Lynn, all her family sided with me, and I was able to cancel her wedding before she could even show off her dress. And as for her husband, he had seen enough of her. Lynn was then left having to pay the full cancellation fee for the wedding, but was under the impression that she could get me to pay some of it. But of course that wasn't going to fly with me, and so I told her to screw off and deal with it all herself. She continued to try and get my husband and I to help her by calling over and over again. But we were both in the middle of my mom's funeral, so we both chose to block her number. Lynn really did end up being hated by everyone, including her own husband. And not only a week after they had handed in their marriage papers, her husband was filling out papers for divorce. She may still try to blame me and everyone else for this happening to her, but she's the only one having to go through a divorce and pay close to $80,000.